Welcome, everyone, coming from Richmond, Kentucky. It is the Fat Golfer, Matt Flynn. Wanted to kind of touch base, kind of start going through some of the beginnings of this channel. Main purpose, I want to go through a what's in the bag. Okay, we're going to start off with this because I want to share some of the ideas and some of the expertise that's been gained over 30, almost 35 years now playing golf. And I've been on the golf course now for 39 years. So just really wanted to dive into this and the amount of thought and attention that goes into your golf bag. It's not cheap. It's sometimes you can go and you get fit, get a bad fit, or you can go and get a really good fit and make everything more enjoyable. And the key piece of this is the static part of it. This is the stuff that you will start off with and will always be a part of each round. So we could start. Well, first of all, obviously the big dog. Okay, so this is a head cover made from cuddle clones of my dog Trixie that I had for 17 years. She survived the first wife and was around for any other girl that I dated, and then the next wife, and she was always the alpha female. So we refer to the driver as the big dog. She was the big dog. So let's go into that real quick. So my driver is a TaylorMade Stealth Plus. It is the original version. I have the 10.5 degree head. I do have it marked one notch lower, so that lowers it by half a degree. So I am playing at 10-degree static loft. I have a Fujikura Ventus 6X shaft, playing at 45 inches, so half an inch short, which again flattens the lie angle like this. One thing that you will notice through this bag is the flatter lie angle, which again we'll continue on and describe. I'm playing a Golf Pride Z Grip cord. I love the Z Grips. I'm trying the cord out. I'm not the biggest fan of the cord, so to speak. I like to feel a little bit of cushion, but not much. I'm not real big on the really soft feeling grips. But again, thought goes into each side of this. So I do have the weight moved a little bit toward the toe. Now that's not to promote any type of fade or slice. That is to move that center of gravity right here. So if I catch it out of the middle of the face, that's incredible. But my miss is typically high toe. I hit these, pretty decent slinging hooks. Like I mean, I don't know how much you get about decent about that, but so that is my typical miss area. So I do like to have that weight a little bit behind that, and that along with the tip stiffness of the Ventus with the Velocord has really helped straighten up my driving. So again, a lot of thought goes into this. Playing it a half inch short, went with a higher lofted head so I could loft it down. Lofting it down with this also opens up the face angle, which again helps me because I do tend to close the face quite a bit. So the next part is the interchangeable part. We'll stick Trixie right over here. So I swap between carrying a 3-iron and I have a 5-wood that I can actually loft down. So we'll go here. This 3-wood is the one that goes in and out of the bag. This is the only piece of equipment that I have. It's not branded, and that's not because I get paid by it. It's just because the custom fitting options, the ordering options, the look, the feel, pretty much everything that I've got is tailor made, and I have been extremely impressed with their equipment of late. So this I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. The main reason I picked it up was because it had a Fujikura Motori F1 X Flex, 7X Flex shaft, which fits really well into. I like a higher 70s 3 wood weight, and these Motori X's, they're the next level down from the Ventus, but they're up from like a stock shaft. So main thing was for this, but actually been really, really pleased with this club head. So this is a Strixon ZX. It's the original one. It's not the Mark II. It has a glued-in hosel, so no adjustability. So this one is at 15 degrees, and it's at 15 degrees. There's no changing it. There's no bending it. Well, I mean, I guess I could probably take it somewhere and get bent, but the line and the loft are static. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but you can change that, which we'll get into later, with links. So, and probably get into it later onto another video because this is going to take a little bit because there's a lot of information here. So, going to cover the top part of the bag. Then I'm going to do a video probably just on the irons and then on the short game. So, again, if you're going to spend the money, take the time, put some thought into it, do the research. If you're able to, test it. If you're able to fit, go to a fitter, get tested, and then not necessarily go into being pressured to buy right then, but you'll have somebody honest with you that you can go back to if you want to buy from. So, just my thoughts on it, and again, hopefully you'll see that as we go through. So, again, the 3 wood, it's a larger head profile than what I typically like to look down on. But worst case scenario, if I ever get to where I just don't want it or I want something adjustable, I can always have the shaft pulled, put on a fitting tip to whatever brand I want to use, and then go from there. But it's worth it just for that. So 2 more clubs in the top of the bag. This one stays in there, and this one definitely going to be able to tell what it is. This is the new Stealth 2 Plus. So big old hunk of metal down there in the bottom, adjustable neck. I got this in the Kylie blue. So the Ventus is what they call a blue board profile. We can get a little deeper into that if we want to. Yeah, let's do it. So the blue board shaft's a little softer, especially in the middle, not as tip stiff as say a whiteboard, and all that comes from the old Diamanas that came out many years ago, and so it's just a different feel. It's a smooth feeling graphite shaft, so that whenever I'm loading and getting ready to hit the shot, I don't feel like I'm having to work as much. I feel like I get a little more height off this. So I got this in the 70X. Again, it is the Kylie blue, which Kylie have always been a little stiffer than typical golf shafts. So really like it. Got it cut an inch short. It is a 5 wood. The stack loft on it is 18 degrees. It is a 5 wood, and I even went a little bit shorter with that. A little bit more control. This is more for going into a green and trying to land it on there. Not trying to get distance, not really hitting off the tee. But the great thing about this is that this goes everywhere from, I guess a strong 4 wood would be a 3 wood, but I can adjust this loft from 16 degrees to 20 degrees. And then with this big old 50-gram weight in there, I can adjust kind of the spin profile of it. Not necessarily launch angle as much, but um, yeah, it'll affect the launch angle there. So I can, like right now, I've got it set at standard loft, so 18 degrees with this all the way back, playing as the 5 wood, almost 7 wood that I want, but because of the launch conditions. And I usually only do that if I'm going to throw that 3 wood in there. So, but I have cranked this thing down to 16, moved this all the way up, and it's pretty much just a rocket ship of a 3 wood. It is a phenomenal club. Now, these do come at a price, but I went ahead, I paid for it because of that. Because if I want, now granted, it'd be a pretty short 3 wood, 4 wood, whatever. It'd be pretty short, but easy to control. And you're only talking a very minimal loss of distance, and I can find the club face a lot easier with that shorter length. So um, I really have three, at minimum, three different clubs in the bag. So anywhere from a 4 wood, a 5 wood, to a 7 wood. If I crank this down to 20 degrees and then launch this loft back there, I mean, it'd be like a 22 static. So fantastic club, worth every bit of the money because of that. Now, in this one, this is where we start seeing the transition in the grips. These are probably the grips that will go on these other two clubs, but this is just the Golf Pride Z grip. I do keep logo down. I don't like looking at logos at all. You'll see that as we go through. And last on the top of the bag is the only club in this bag that has not been in here, or every other club is pretty new, at least to me, except for this club. I got this club. I ordered it custom from TaylorMade, I want to say in 2018, so 5 years. And honestly, it's probably never going to come out of my bag. So this is one of the original P790 3 irons. So I ordered this. I got it. How did I get that? 3/4 of an inch short and a degree flat on the line. So really, that's like 2.5 degrees flat off of standard. And so it allows me to pretty much eliminate the left-hand side of the golf course with this club. I do have some lead tape that has been on there for 4 or 5 years. I do believe it is now part of the club. I've got it in the KBS Tour C Taper Light X, and I actually logo down. See, and this be the playing position right here, and no logo. Again, I'm kind of ADD, so I don't know if you can be kind of ADD. Yeah, we're going to start off on a real tangent there, but this club is the fairway finder. I can vary hitting this anywhere from, I've hit it into greens from 175 out. I've hit it into greens from 230 out. And honestly, I've hit it anytime I'm underneath the tree, which a little bit too much than I like to be under. Um, yeah, I can absolutely just scoot it right up underneath there, and it has just no spin, and will just keep rolling. So this club will never come out of the bag. I talked to you about, sometimes I'll rotate that 3 wood in. I'll keep that other TaylorMade. I'll adjust it to 5 wood. This is at 20 degrees aloft. That static is at 18. It's pretty close. Obviously, the length difference. So that's still a good 15, 20 yards farther when I really get on it and carry. This will just run out forever. Um, but I will typically pull out a 4 iron, 5 iron, something else, anything else, because this club is without doubt the best investment I ever made. So that is the top of the bag. I started this video, I'm kind of winging it right now. I'm not really doing any sort of editing, kind of doing the bare bones thing. I'm definitely excited to do this and to share this because um, this is a lot of hard work, a lot of research, a lot of ingenuity, and a lot of years of experience of what I like, of what I want to see, and how I have paid attention to what my golf game does. What my golf ball does, and how my golf game is. So, where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, what I like to see, what I like to feel, are so individual. So I'm not saying anything that I'm going to say now or in prior or in future videos. None of that is going to be anywhere close to being like, hey, you need to buy this club because this is the greatest club in the world. No, I mean specifically this one. Not many people like to hit a 3 iron. Not many people carry a 3 iron, let alone like to hit one. I absolutely love this club. I could take all these woods out and use this on the shorter course. Well, I could probably take it on a longer course too if I get it running, if it's firm enough. Um, I can use this club all the time off every tee box if I want to. Um, but again, that's for me. That's my unicorn of a golf club, and especially for me because I like to change my golf clubs a little bit more than I care to admit sometimes. But So nothing I'm going to cover is going to be like, hey, here's an endorsement. I need you to buy this, please. None of it's like that. So that's the top of the bag. And in the next video, we should go through the irons. Thank you all.